Already the wags on board were beginning their jokes. Many began to sing. Gaiety prevailed, and glasses of brandy were poured out. Frederick was thinking about the apartment which he would occupy over there, the plan for his drama, the subjects for pictures, his future passions. He found that the happiness merited by the excellence of his soul was slow in arriving. He declaimed some melancholy verses. He walked with rapid step along the deck. He went on till he reached the end at which the bell was, and in the centre of a group of passengers and sailors he saw a gentleman talking soft nothings to a countrywoman while fingering the gold cross which she wore over her breast. He was a jovial blade of 40 with frizzled hair. His robust form was encased in a jacket of black velvet. 2 emeralds sparkled in his cambric shirt, and his wide white trousers fell over odd-looking red boots of Russian leather set off with blue designs. The presence of Frederick did not discompose him. He turned round and glanced several times at the young man with inquiring winks. He next offered cigars to all who were standing around him, but getting tired, no doubt, of their society, he moved away from them and took a seat further up. Frederick followed him. The conversation, at first, turned on the various kinds of tobacco. Then, quite naturally, it glided into a discussion about women. The gentleman in the red boots gave the young man advice. He put forward theories, related anecdotes, referred to himself by way of illustration, and he gave utterance to all these things in a paternal tone, with the ingenuousness of entertaining depravity. He was republican in his opinions. He had travelled. He was familiar with the inner life of theatres, restaurants, and newspapers, and knew all the theatrical celebrities, whom he called by their Christian names. Frederick told him confidentially about his projects, and the elder man took an encouraging view of them. But he stopped talking to take a look at the funnel. Then he went mumbling rapidly through a long calculation in order to ascertain how much each stroke of the piston at so many times per minute would come to, etc. And having found the number, he spoke about the scenery, which he admired immensely. Then he gave expression to his delight at having got away from business. Frederick regarded him with a certain amount of respect, and politely manifested a strong desire to know his name. The stranger, without a moment's hesitation, replied, "Jacques Arnoux, proprietor of La Industrielle, Boulevard Montmartre." A servant in a gold-laced cap came up and said, "Would monsieur have the kindness to go below? Mademoiselle is crying." La Industrielle was a hybrid establishment, wherein the functions of an art journal and a picture shop were combined. Frederick had seen this title several times in the bookseller's window in his hometown on big posters on which the name of Jacques Arnoux displayed itself magisterially. The sun's rays fell perpendicularly, shedding a glittering light on the iron hoops around the masts, the plates of the railings, and the surface of the water, which at the prow was cut into 2 furrows that spread out to the very edge of the meadows. At each winding of the river, a screen of pale poplars presented itself with the utmost uniformity. The surrounding countryside at this point had an empty look. In the sky there were little white clouds which remained motionless, and the sense of weariness, which vaguely diffused itself over everything, seemed to retard the progress of the steamboat, and to add to the insignificant appearance of the passengers. Apart from a few persons of good position who were travelling first class, they were artisans or shopmen with their wives and children. As it was customary at that time to wear old clothes when travelling, they nearly all had their heads covered with shabby Greek caps or discoloured hats, thin black coats that had become quite threadbare from constant rubbing against writing desks, or frock coats with the casings of their buttons loose from continual service in the shop. Here and there some roll-collar waistcoat afforded a glimpse of a calico shirt stained with coffee. Pinchbeck tie-pins were stuck into cravats that were all torn. List shoes